I think I sympathize with the Chapia Chapia because he's in a very quagmire situation. What he has told us about the certificates, in my own view, I think it is irregular. You cannot issue 2 certificates. And if ODM discover that they made a mistake, I think the best approach, which I would appeal to ODM as one of my party affiliate in NASA, is to open further discussions and negotiations with the Chapia Chapia and the other guy, so that they can come to a consensus. As my friend here said, it will be very difficult for the party leader, Raila Odinga, to campaign for Chapia Chapia when he does not want him. You know, it will be a complicated body language. And I would just appeal them in the best democratic process to open discussions with the Chapia Chapia and Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna, so that they can come to a consensus.
All right.
And give Sifuna or Chapia Chapia something. You know, they share the cake equally.
All right.
Yeah.
Chapia Chapia, before I come to you, Richard, what's your response to what the 2 gentlemen have said?
My response is this. I am not sure why the party is rejecting me. I've not committed any campaign offense or political offense. I've been a loyal member of the party. And now when the party leadership is rejecting me, I'm feeling that my political right is being infringed. So what particularly I am fighting for, it is for the right of the poor person in political parties. I may go to High Court. I don't know how the ruling will be. I may win that case. But if I win that case and the party leader, Raila Odinga, is not willing to support me, my governor, Dr. Evans Kidero, is not willing to support me, then I will have a very difficult time to campaign in Nairobi. So my take is this. When I presented my papers for the senatorial in Nairobi, I was unopposed. I should be given that privileges to take on the flag of ODM because I have what it takes. I have the guts, I have the knowledge, and I'm determined to fight for that particular position. What I will not accept then is being discriminated because of my bank account or being discriminated because I am a mere ward administrator. Ward administrators have a right. And ward administrators, we are not poor. We are in job group N, and we are not poor. I take my kids to one of the best schools in the country. I live in one of the best estates in this Nairobi town. So I am not poor, as is it being perceived that I've got no resources to take my campaign in Nairobi.
Would you be open to consensus, like in a diplomatic way, to talk with Sifuna and the party leader and all that?
I will not. It is yes, no. First, I'll be willing to go for consensus if that part of respect and human dignity is put in all this discussion. But if I'm going to be treated as a mere ward administrator or as a poor man or as a man without means to campaign in Nairobi, then I will I'll go to court for court to give me my constitutional right. But if it is being approached in amicable situation, I am willing and I'm open to sit down with the political leadership of my party and review the same situation.
ODM Richard is on the spot here. What do you think is the way forward?
Yeah, as an entry point, I want to begin with something you said about poverty. You know, the Bill of Rights applies to all Kenyans, irrespective. And in the regulations for you to buy, other than the amounts that are needed for you to pay, I didn't see anywhere where they needed to check at your bank account. So that is neither here nor there. Rights are rights, whether you're rich or poor. So Chapia should not be victimized on the basis of economics. And let me say this. You see, we've been talking about chama ziko na wenyewe. And I have had friends here talk about sanitizing political party processes, but they are also hesitant that people who are being violated should not challenge the leaders when they are being violated. Then I wonder, how then do we sanitize parties if we do not hold leaders accountable when they are obviously wrong? that is a contradiction. So my take is very different from the take that Dismas took of trying to dissuade him from putting up a fight. Because these parties, first, for your information, the former URP, TNA, and ODM are public funded. They got more than 5% of the votes, and so they qualified to get money from the Register of Political Parties. They are funded because they are expected to conduct their business in a certain way. That certain way is the rule of law. This gentleman won that ticket by the rules set by the party. There was an advertisement, there were timelines. By the time of the deadline, he was the only one. He was actually publicly given a certificate. That is the official position as per the rule of law. If that is going to change, it has to be with his consent. If not, he is the bona fide candidate of Nairobi ODM Senate. And I am shocked that the political parties dispute tribunal referred back his party to matter to the party, and yet he's complaining against the party. Let me say this, I have been where he is before. In 2013, I was the gubernatorial candidate for Wiper in Nairobi. And incidentally, my route was similar to his. Wiper put up advertisements, we paid, and the deadline passed. I was unopposed. Now, I had agreed to deputize, because we had an MOU, Wiper and ODM.
Right.
Just like we went to Kasarani, by then we made our party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, our presidential candidate. ODM did the same, but they met later and agreed. So at the gubernatorial, that was the understanding, that ODM gets theirs, Wiper gets theirs, then we sit together and have a joint candidature. Right. So when it came to my case, Kidero won. Then we'd agreed. Then later Kidero calls me and tells me he's been given a different running mate from Wiper. I told him Wiper can't have two candidates. Then he told me, I am not a Wiper person. Go and sort out that matter. So what did I do? I went to the IEBC Dispute Resolution Committee. By then, PPDT had not been constituted.
Right.
So IEBC had a committee for that, led by the former commissioner, Letangule. They listened to me and ruled in my favor that I was actually indeed the bona fide Wiper candidate. Wiper was in contempt, and they still refused to give me the certificate. I went back to the High Court. The High Court gave me an order directed at IEBC that IEBC clears me as the Wiper candidate for Nairobi. Right. That is how I ended up as the Wiper candidate. The political party is very true. The truth of the matter is that I was not supported by the Wiper party leader. Right. But I fought my battle, and I got my right to contest on a Wiper candidate. What happened is that Wiper, on a boardroom arrangement, gave a running mate who officially was not Wiper, because Wiper could not have two candidates for the same position, but because of the political backing which I lacked, and which is likely if he goes the route I went, I lost. But